As Americans, we live in a culture where we fundamentally want to help other people in need, right? If we looked at what happened after the Boston bombing, for example, the first responders were not professional first responders. They were the people who were the so-called bystanders, which I now call the by-doers.
Our theme with the Red Cross is building resilient communities, and part of that is educating every single person that they have to be equipped to take the role of a lifesaver.
By-doers have to have a skill set, so some knowledge. They have to know what to do. They also need the right equipment, and the equipment is pretty fundamental, right? It's not complicated. So if you want to save a life for someone who is bleeding to death from a limb injury, you need to know how to put a tourniquet on, and you need to have a tourniquet. And the skill set required to use a tourniquet is easily acquirable. It's teachable, especially teachable by the Red Cross, in fairly short order. I can teach almost anyone to put a tourniquet on correctly in about 4 or 5 minutes.
Every 8 minutes, the American Red Cross responds to a disaster someplace in our country. That means in your neighborhood, something is going to happen, and you should be prepared with all of the equipment that you need to save a life.
This process of empowering people to act is not for free. It costs in dollars and cents, it costs in man hours and human effort, it costs in emotion. And anything we can do to drive that effort and create support for this is important.
People believe that it's impossible to know what kind of disaster will befall you. And honestly, you don't know whether it's going to be a hurricane, an earthquake, an active shooter, any number of things. But you can prepare yourself mentally by taking these courses, by getting CPR, by knowing first aid, by knowing how to use a tourniquet. You can prepare.